Hey, my Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? It is Sunday. I have not been here since Thursday, actually. I was trying to record a video. Something's going on. Sorry, my head thing is messing up. Something was going on with YouTube, and I could not record a video just now. So this may not be that long. I'm just gonna have some fruit chit chat with you guys about ethic and book 4. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would be so excited if you did. I know y'all like, you could have opened that off the camera. I'm sorry, it's loud. But I was flustered trying to do my video record and it was acting crazy. But I have fruit. I have strawberries. I have cantaloupe, which I'm not really a fan of, watermelon, and pineapple. Pineapple's my favorite. So how are you guys doing today? I am going to jump right in because, like I said, I won't be before you long. This says cream cheese fruit dip. I don't know how this going to work because I really just like fruit. I'm kind of semi-allergic to pineapples, fun fact, but I still eat them anyway. They just make my tongue itch. Anybody else got an allergy like that? So we left off at pineapples are my absolute favorite fruit. So we left off with Morgan thinking that Woozy was somebody that Messiah was keeping away, like he had a secret family. So when Messiah finally came home, Morgan was sitting in the living room of his house. We talking about Ethic 4. I didn't say, but so when Messiah finally came home, which was probably like, we gonna say, because I feel like we talked about this before in my group, but we feel like it wasn't specifically stated in the book, but Messiah had to have gone to jail because jumping on his daddy at the jail, like they ain't just gonna let you go. And it's the weekend, you can't get bonded out till Monday. So we just imagine that he just didn't come back until Monday. So when he come back, Morgan's in the living room. She got like a Calvin Klein, boxers, sports bra, his checkered shirt tied around her waist, an empty pizza box sitting on the table. She's smoking her some greenery. And he like, hey, like, well, what's going on? She like, sit down. And he's like, okay. So he sit down. And so I think she might have, I can't remember exactly how she brought it up, but I think she might have asked him, like, who was Woozy? I know y'all tired of me going back, but I need to know the right thing, but yeah. Okay, so she comes in. He comes in for being gone for so long. And then he like, I feel like something, yeah. So he tell her, like, I feel like something crazy about to come out your mouth. And she like, who was Woozy? And he like, what? Like, while you was gone, some girl came up in here talking about her family and how you couldn't keep them a secret no more. Here I am, you know, thinking that you my man and I'm pledging all this loyalty to you. And you done got somebody walking up here. And I know she has to be who she says she is because your words is that don't nobody who you love know where you live at. She said, your words, not mine. So if that's the case, how she know about this place? And he like, Mo, shorty, I swear, it's not what you think it is. And he like, so she like, so what is it? So here you are talking about loyalty, and this whole time you got a whole nother family hid away somewhere. I'm like, Morgan, I promise I'm not cheating on you. She's so who is she? In the middle of the conversation, it's like a knock on the door, and it's Arya, and he like, what y'all doing here? But she had brought Issa with her, and she's like, you shouldn't have brought him started. Well, you didn't tell me to come along. You just told me to come over here. She's like, I just needed to ride back to my spot. So Messiah instantly gets me like, she don't need to ride back nowhere. Okay, we need to talk about this. She's like, ain't no talking. We don't have nothing to talk about. And so she go upstairs and get her stuff. The rest of her stuff, because she had bags packed at the door. So she goes upstairs to get the rest of her stuff, and Arya followed behind her. And Messiah is like, stopped exactly where he was. Because the truth of the matter is, something is going to be revealed that he never wanted to come out. And Woozy has come now and opened up like a can of worms. And so he's standing in the middle of the living room. And when Morgan goes upstairs, he tells Arya, like, please don't let her leave me. So Issa like, what's up, man? Like, paint the picture for me. Tell me what's going on. What does she know? Talking about Morgan. And he like, she think that Woozy is a chick that I was busting down, you know. And that I done been keeping this secret from her. And so Issa like, well, isn't that like better for her to think that than, you know, what she really here for? And he like, don't you think I know that? And he's like, okay, you know, but I'm just trying to figure out. So she come downstairs. And she walking towards the door. And he's like, shorty, please don't leave me. I promise if you leave me, I'm going to die out here. He was like, I'm going to go full-fledged in the streets. I ain't going to care whether I'm coming or going or whether I live or die. Please don't leave me. Like, I swear it's not what you think it is. I just really need you to trust me. Please don't leave me. She got her head down, you know, like real close to breaking down. She crying. He like, I love you so much. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. So they in the middle of that. And all of a sudden, she can hear like the gravel that's outside in front of his driveway. And a car's pulling up. Guess who in the car? Woozy. So she was like, huh, you almost had me. You know, like, you almost had me until your secret done pulled back up in the driveway. Because she's back again. So now you got Issa, Messiah, Morgan, Woozy, and Arya all outside. He telling Woozy, like, man, just go get in the car. Like, don't come over here. And she like, you need to dismiss this. Because we got stuff we got to handle. And Morgan like, dismiss me? Like, what do you mean dismiss me? She was like, see, I was going to give him back to you. But see, now I'm going to keep his dog. It's on a leash. And make him do some licks for something strange or whatever. So now Morgan is upset. She can't get herself together. Because not only did she done came up over here. Now she back. I got to look at her again. After she just told me that I got a whole little love thing going on. So they like outside basically hollering back and forth to each other. Morgan done got so mad she done tried to run up on Woozy, but Messiah blocked her, so he took her in the house. She's sitting down and she like, just please tell me what's going on. He's like, I cannot tell you right now, but it's not what you think it is. She's like, so who is she? If it's not what I think it is, just tell me who it is. Like, please don't tell me you had her hid away this whole entire time. So Messiah just didn't say anything. But the truth is, Woozy's not a girl that he was sleeping with. She's his sister. And this is why I hate Book 4, but I love it at the same time. But the whole plot all the way up until now is that Mazan from Moth to a Flame, who was messing with Raven, beating her up or whatever, and helped them set up Benny Atkins, that's Messiah's brother. Well, that's Messiah's brother. And is also Woozy's brother. So they sent Messiah to kind of like infiltrate Ethic's organization, find out who the connect is, and then he was supposed to kill Ethic and then just go on about his business. But the truth of the matter is, Messiah fell in love with Ethic's family and Morgan. He has been around them for years. Like when I say years, I mean years. Like we're going to go ahead and say maybe like 10 years because he's been around since he was like 15. At the time where everything is taking place, Messiah's 25 years old. So he saw Morgan when she was little. He been around for dance recitals and ballet practices and all of that stuff with Bella. Like he's been a part of their family. Ethic was schooling him on stocks and bonds and how to invest his money. Like he took him under his wing for real and trained him and molded him into the man and the hustler that he is today. So him trying to get revenge for his brother is kind of like null and void because he eventually builded a bond and a love for a family that he was supposed to be going against. But he couldn't tell Morgan that. Because how would he look her in the face and tell her, like, I love you, but I was sent here to kill your daddy. And I was going to, take care of business. So, he telling Woozy to get in the car by this time because he done took Morgan inside the house. But just when Morgan was like, trying to get calm, she done got up, took off running, Molly whopping on Woozy, done flipped Woozy in the backseat of her car. He done went over there and got her. He trying to calm her down now. Issa calming Arya down because Arya like, nah, we don't fight fair. If this is what you want to do, we can make it do what it do. All this is happening outside in front of Messiah's house. He feel like he losing control of the situation. He don't really want to lose Morgan, but he know that when she finds out what the real plot is, it's going to be a no-go for him. So he don't even know how to finagle the two. And this is what he's been stressed out about in the past couple of books that you just really didn't know. But he didn't know how to do it. He told her, like, I'm trying to separate the worlds. He was trying to figure out how to love Morgan but still be loyal to his biological family. And it was like, how do I do that? Because if I kill him, then she going to be without him. And that's just going to destroy her, especially if she finds out I'm the one who did it. So it's just a whole catastrophe, okay? I mean, a whole catastrophe. So they outside. He telling her to calm down. He can't calm her down. Everything is just going haywire. Every time she get a chance to get loose, she trying to get at Woozy. Then Arya winds up getting loose, and now she done whop. She done molly whopped. I mean, it's just a whole outside brawl, okay? Cussing and fussing. It's just all he trying. Morgan, calm down. He done squeezed her, trying to hold her real tight. She crying because she can't believe he would do her like that. She's like, I thought you said that it was gonna be me and you. Like I thought we was together. I thought we was built or something. Like you all I got for real. Like it just was a real sad moment. So in the process of doing this, Alani pulls up to Messiah's house because she was there to drop off Morgan's school check. Because her and Ethic are working on themselves, okay? They decided to go to counseling. They had their counseling session. After their counseling session, she came back. So they're working on trying to build themselves back, build their relationship, full of nice and light situations, not everything so heavy. So he asked her that morning. He didn't ask her, but that morning she offered like, oh, I could take over the school check to Morgan. He was like, well, you could just drop it off at Messiah house and he'll make sure that it gets the rest of the way. And so she pulls up and she confused. Like, like, what's going on? Like, because she don't know that Messiah and Morgan are together. I think she may have suspected it, but she doesn't know. So when she pull up, Morgan instantly runs to her. She hugs her. She's like, what's going on, Mo? And then Messiah's like calling her name and she turned around. And so she signs to him because now she don't want nobody else to know what they say at this point because she's begging him like, please be with me, please pick me, leave here with me, and we can fix this. And he like, I have something that I have to take care of. If I have to take care of this, but I promise I'm gonna get right back to you. And so she basically told him like, if you leave here with her, I'm never gonna forgive you. Mind you, Woozy was reciting all the information she know about her. She's like, yeah, go get in the car. Morgan Atkins, sister of Raven Atkins, daughter of Benny Atkins. And now Morgan like, how does she know so much about me? And I know very little bit about her. And that's what I think Brown Morgan up to make her want to run over to that car and mollywop Woozy. I ain't even gonna hold you now. I wanted to fight Woozy myself because I felt like, now who told you to come over here and get the record shop in these people's place? Like, you got to come a little bit better than that. So I'm sure she came because of the beatdown that Messiah gave their daddy while their daddy was in jail. So Morgan's so hurt and distraught. She leaves with Alani, even though her and Alani don't see eye to eye. She like, I got to go. Somebody had to be the one to rescue me. So she gets in a car. And leaves with Alani. As soon as she leaves, Messiah goes over to Woozy and he like choking the life out of her, okay? So much so that Issa had to intervene. And so he asking her, like, telling her, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Who told you to come over here? Like, you know, you shouldn't have handled it like this. So she basically tell him, like, you going against your family. You deciding to, you done took sides with them. Benny acting single-handedly destroyed our family. And she was like, that was your people. He was like, that was your people. He took care of you. He ain't take care of me. He didn't do for me what he did for y'all. She was like, he took care of you. She like, no. He like, no, he didn't. To be all the way honest, Ethic took care of me. He was like, and it ain't no connect. He out of the game. He was like, you know, he teach me about stocks and bonds and how to invest my money. Because now he riled up. Because here you are. You done came in here and threw a wrench on my plan. And not only did you throw a wrench on my plan, but I love this girl. And how I'm going to get her back now? Because I can't even explain what's going on. So Woozy got mad. Like, you betraying your family. Your daddy ain't never tell you how to, don't leave no food on your plate. You finished your job that you were saying you were supposed to be here to do a job. Didn't nobody tell you to go falling in love. So either you do what you was sent here to do. Now imagine, like I said, he done been around there for 10 years. She said either you do what you was sent to do, or, and what he was sent to do was to get the connect and kill Ethic. So she said, either you do what you were sent to do, or I'm going to offer Morgan myself. And he like, Woozy, don't play with me. Because you know I'll murder you if you do something to her. So now he trying to figure out what he going to do. That's the ultimatum. Either he take care of Ethic or she's going to take care of Morgan. She's like, you pick. She leaves. So Alani and Morgan are in a car and she's crying, and then Alani's like just kind of silent in the car. And so Morgan's like, Ethic doesn't know about us. And she like, oh, Morgan. You know, I be like, oh, Paula Morgan. Like, cause she's snotting and sniffing in the front seat. And she driving it in her mind. She thinking like, me and Ethic are at a good place right now. Like, we trying to get to build everything back up with each other. So she told Morgan, like, please don't ask me to keep this secret from him. She was like, what are you doing over here anyway? She was like, well, I was coming to bring the school check so that Messiah could give it to you. And then she was like, oh, is that what it is? Like, your dad has made it available too many times. He has put you guys in the same place. And now it's like puppy love. And so Morgan's like, no. She's like, I've loved him since I was 13 years old, but he's never really saw me. Like, I've never been in a room where he actually saw me. And she was like, oh, Morgan, you know, she was feeling bad for her. She was like, I'm so hurt. I'm so sad. Or whatever the case may be. And so she was like, but he's just going to be so mad at me. She was talking about Ethic. Like, he's going to be so mad at me. He's going to be so hurt. He's going to be so disappointed. She was like, I think that your father has so much love that he'll be able to forgive this once he gets past being angry. Now, mind you, Morgan's pregnant too at this time. Nobody knows but her. She hasn't told anybody. And so, but she had told herself that once she found out that, I'm sorry, this is me moving the camera out of me too. She had told herself once she found out that he had a baby with somebody else, that she wasn't keeping her baby, because she said she was about to be his second baby mama. In all honesty, Woozy's not his baby mama, she's his sister. And that's his nephew that she came over there with. But how it looks is that's how it looks to Morgan. And so she was like, well, he's gone at Bella and Easy's thing. So how about we just go home and try to, settle things down. And eventually we'll find a good time in the day to tell him what's going on. So Messiah is like in the car stressed out, not really knowing like exactly what it is that he wants to do. But by this time, he has driven to Ethic's house. So he got the pistol in the car. He pull up to the house, and Ethic's getting out of the car and going into the house. And when Ethic gets to the door, Messiah pulls the gun on him. Now, listen. As I was reading the book, I was holding my breath like, oh my God, please tell me this is not what you about to do. Because when I say I was literally holding my breath, I was holding my breath like, please, Jesus, but this just can't be it. This cannot be what you about to do to this man that done gave you everything and then schooled you and raised you and gave you all of the leeway that you have. Like, the only reason you making money in Michigan is because Ethic has opened up the doors to allow you to do that. Like, he's in charge of all that stuff that come up and down that highway because he got the trucking company, and he allows you to rob the trucks that don't belong to him or the ones that he don't know where they're going. He allows you to do that. Like, allows you to eat. And if you pull what you about to pull on him, not only are you going to be gone no more, but everybody else's money going to stop. So he go up the stairs, and as he's trying to go on the door, Messiah pulls the gun on him. And so Ethic is like, what is this? Like, what is going on? He was like, what? I don't understand. Like, it can't be about no money because I let you eat very freely. You got business after business. I gave you all of my smarts. I invested all of my time. Why do you want, what is this about? Like, it can't be about no money. We ain't trying to smash the same girl, so that can't be what it is. Like, what is the big deal? And as he kind of lost focus, then Ethic pulled his gun on him, and now he continued the conversation like, what is it? What's going on? So when they heard all the rustle and the bustle, Alani and Morgan opened up the door, and she like, oh my God, Ethic, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he like, what is this? Tell me what's going on. And Messiah looked at Morgan and basically talking to Morgan and him at the same time and said that Mazan is my brother. And it's kind of like everybody's like, what? And so like Morgan is like devastated because in Morgan's eyes, Mazan is the one who single-handedly ruined her entire family. And she couldn't believe it. So Ethic told everybody, go in the house and shut the door. And now that he know that Messiah was there to kill him, he done disarmed him and told him, like, let's go for a ride. Because he like, oh, it's too much. This is the second time you done pulled your pistol on me. The first time it was kind of like passable because you was in the moment. But this time you done came all over my house at my front door. He was like, so what was you going to do? You know, shoot me and then leave my body outside and let my kids find me? Like, what that's just about to do? So I'm hurt like Morgan, okay? I'm hurt like it's me. Like, oh my God, please. Like, oh my goodness. I couldn't pull myself together. So they get into the car and they go for a ride. And I think it was something called like the Devil's Lake or Pond or something like that. I can't even remember what it was called, but I think Ethic and Nair wind up starting a relationship to themselves and, you know, trying to get to know each other better. And he took him on, they had went to like a bar and had drinks and played pool. And then that's when Nair revealed to Ethic that he had killed his girlfriend on an accident. They kind of was in a car. He was driving drunk or whatever. And she flew out of the car. So he had like vehicular manslaughter or something like that. So he did a couple years in prison. So I just read over that. That's why I brought that up. So I think that when everything had happened, I'm going to go back to Messiah and Morgan because I can't. But when everything happened, he had went to Blue's house. And I think he was telling Blue now, you know, what happened. And that he loved her. And he didn't know what to do. So, like I said, he got to the house. Okay, so then when he pulled up to Ethic's house, right before he pulled the gun, because I skipped this part, I'm sorry, he reached into his waistline because he had heard him call his name. But when he found out that it was my Messiah, he was like, oh, it's not a big deal. He said, I take it you ready to have that talk. You and Mo been avoiding for months. By this time, um, and so Messiah must have asked him, like, you know, and I guess he was, but I think he was asking him, did he know that him and Morgan was messing around? He said, you get a woman to put up with your bullshit, you make sure you bring her flowers. Um, he said, it's my job to know every piece of the chessboard, Messiah. I taught you. I suppose this is my fault, though. Expecting you to be around Mo, protect her, be there when I couldn't. She's a splitting image of her sister. I know what that temptation feels like. Feels like you're willing to die behind that risk. So at the deadpan on Messiah, eyes flickering in anger, but Messiah made his stare because he was a man. Ethic had taught him how to be a man. And men look people in the eye without falter. He said, you just might die behind that look. Come on in. I'm sure Alani cooked. I'll have her set you a place so you and Mo can tell me all the reasons why I shouldn't kill you. So he put a firm palm on the back of Messiah's neck and steered him towards the house. There it was. The unconditional love from a man from family and Messiah felt like folded. He had seen Ethic ride out over Mo. He remembered the guys who had lost 3 fingers for whistling at her. And so this was so intense for me. But so he was battling back and forth in his mind how he wanted to hide the secret, how to maintain his word, but Woozy was in town, and no way would could he continue the facade. He said, "You're not who I want for Mo. Your lifestyle isn't what I want for Mo, but Mo wants it for herself. She wants you, and I've always given her what she wanted. If that's you, you got to know that this street stuff is a wrap. You got to." He said, "This ain't about Mo." And so he turned around and he had flowers in his hand and the vase broke. And that's what I think made them come out. So he said, even a millisecond of her filled Ethic's eyes, and when it was gone, it was replaced with rage. He says, even the smallest pawn can kill the king if he's not paying attention. He said, you put it now. Now you got to bang it, because if you won't, I will. One of us dying tonight. So his lip quivered. He said, you've been around me for a long time. He was a kid, blah, 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 blah. They came outside, told him to go to the house. I'm trying to figure out where he was taking her to. So he took him to I was hyperventilating. Lonnie was hyperventilating. Everybody was hyperventilating. Easy had asked him, could he play with him? Messiah, he said, I got to show you my new game. It's so cool. He said, let your daddy talk to me. Lonnie said, let your daddy talk to Messiah. Come on, B. And then he said, next time, little homie, get in the car, Devil's Lake. So he took him to the place. And so he asked him, like I said, he wanted to know, like, what is this about? Like, it can't be about no money. He finally told him it was about Messiah. He said that he told him that his father was Bookie Grant, but Bookie's last name was Grant. Messiah's last name was Williams because, of course, he had his own mom. So he had his mom's last name. So there was no way that he would have ever known that that was his father in the first place. And so he kind of basically told Ethic that Bookie was a manipulator. And on top of Bookie being a manipulator, he was a molester, a child molester. And he had done the things to children in the neighborhood as well as Messiah. And so he kind of had used the master of manipulation to convince him to go against Ethic. But he did touch him when he was a kid. Locked him in closets, fed him dog food, made him drink cat milk with his cereal, like all kind of stuff. Bookie was very different, and Ethic told him, like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, you could have came to me and told me that. He's like, I'm a man. I couldn't come to you and tell you what another man did to me when I was a kid. And he's like, I didn't even want to discuss it with anybody. He's like, especially not you. Like, I looked up to you. You was the guy that I wanted to be growing up or whatever. And so when he got out of the car, Devil's Lake, he finally told him, like, can you please tell Morgan that it was never her? Like, she was never a part of the plot. Like, it was just you. I was supposed to get your connect, and then just you. Her and the kids, they was never a part of the plot. It was only you. And so Ethic, of course, is hurt because he loves Messiah, not only like a brother, but like a son too. And so he told him, like, and I ain't got no, too much more to explain, so just do what you got to do, G. Like, just go ahead and do what you got to do. He was like, I honestly thought that I would die before I ever had to actually follow through with what they was asking me to do. So Ethic being like trying to turn over a new leaf. Imagine he had been going to church, talking to Lonnie, talking to Nair. He told him that he let him go. And he told him, like, but you got to get up out of Michigan. You can't come back here. You cannot come back here. And so their interactions with each other was so intense because now he forehead to forehead with Messiah screaming, ah, just go. You know how I just go. So I'm going to stop right there because it only gets deeper after this. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It would do me so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching on this Sunday. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, bye, my Jujubee.